Tiaret, a city parched. The sun beats down on Tiaret, casting long shadows and creating an almost unbearable heat that permeates every corner of the city. Dust devils dance in the streets, swirling up memories of a time when this city, nestled in the heart of Algeria, once buzzed with life and vitality. The streets were filled with the sounds of bustling markets, the laughter of children, and the hum of daily activities. Now it's parched, thirsting for a precious resource, water. Gone are the days of overflowing fountains and lush gardens that were once the pride of Tiaret. The gardens that used to bloom with vibrant colors now lie barren, their beauty a distant memory. In their place, dry taps and cracked earth tell a story of scarcity and desperation. The once reliable water sources have dwindled, leaving the city in a state of constant thirst. Tiaret's story is not unique. It echoes the struggles of many cities across Algeria and beyond. It's a microcosm of Algeria's struggle with water scarcity, a struggle intensified by climate change and mismanagement. The changing climate has brought unpredictable weather patterns, with long periods of drought becoming more frequent and severe. Mismanagement of water resources has only exacerbated the problem, leaving communities like Tiaret to bear the brunt of these challenges. The city stands as a stark reminder of the crucial link between natural resources and political power. Access to water has become a symbol of control and influence, with those in power often prioritizing their own needs over the well-being of the community. The struggle for water is not just a physical battle, but a political one as well. The air is thick with frustration. Residents queue for hours, hoping for a few liters of water to sustain their families. The long lines and the uncertainty of whether they will get any water at all add to the daily stress and anxiety. The once simple act of turning on a tap has become a daily ordeal. Their daily routines revolve around this precious commodity. The laughter of children playing in the streets has been replaced by the murmur of anxiety and the constant worry about where the next drop of water will come from. Parents worry about their children's health and well-being, knowing that without adequate water, their future is uncertain. The future, once bright, now seems as dry and uncertain as the cracked earth beneath their feet. The dreams and aspirations of the people of Tiaret are now clouded by the harsh reality of their daily struggle for water. The city's resilience is being tested, and its people are forced to adapt to a new way of life, one that revolves around the search for a resource that is becoming increasingly scarce. The story of Tiaret is a poignant reminder of the broader global issue of water scarcity. As climate change continues to alter weather patterns and increase the frequency of extreme weather events, more and more communities around the world are facing similar challenges. The need for sustainable water management practices and policies that prioritize the needs of all citizens is more urgent than ever. In Tiaret, the fight for water is a daily battle, but it is also a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. Despite the hardships, the community continues to come together, finding ways to support one another and adapt to their changing environment. Their story is one of both struggle and hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can endure and find ways to thrive. As we look to the future, it is clear that addressing water scarcity will require a concerted effort from governments, communities, and individuals alike. By working together and prioritizing sustainable practices, we can help ensure that cities like Tiaret have access to the water they need to survive and prosper. The story of Tiaret is a call to action, urging us all to take responsibility for the stewardship of our planet's most precious resource. When water runs dry, the reality of scarcity. Imagine a life where water isn't a given. Picture waking up each day, not knowing if you'll have enough water to drink, cook, or even wash. This is not a distant nightmare, but a daily reality for many, where every drop is precious, every sip a calculation. Children learn early on to value water, treating it as the most precious resource. They sip carefully, aware that wasting even a single drop could mean going thirsty later. This is the reality for the people of Tierret. The water crisis is not an abstract concept here, it's a harsh, unyielding truth that shapes their daily lives. The scarcity of water affects every aspect of their existence, from their health to their livelihoods. It's a daily struggle. Homes often go without running water for days. Families have to plan their lives around the availability of water, rationing what little they have to make it last. The lack of running water means that basic hygiene becomes a challenge, increasing the risk of illness. Women and children bear the brunt of the crisis, spending hours fetching water from communal wells. This task is not only physically demanding, but also time-consuming, taking away from time that could be spent on education or other productive activities. The journey to the well is often long and arduous, and the water they collect is not always clean. The water, often unsanitary, brings with it the threat of disease. Contaminated water sources lead to a host of health problems, from gastrointestinal issues to more severe illnesses. The lack of clean water exacerbates the already dire health conditions in the community. Schools and businesses are forced to close due to lack of water. Education suffers as children miss out on school, and the local economy takes a hit as businesses cannot operate without a reliable water supply. The ripple effects of the water crisis are felt throughout the community. The city's once thriving economy is drying up alongside its water sources. Agriculture, which relies heavily on water, is particularly hard hit. Farmers struggle to irrigate their crops, leading to poor yields and financial hardship. The economic downturn affects everyone, from shopkeepers to laborers. The scarcity of water has become a source of tension. Neighbors argue over dwindling supplies. The competition for water can lead to conflicts, straining relationships and creating a sense of mistrust within the community. The social fabric is tested as people grapple with the stress of scarcity. Frustration with the government's response simmers just below the surface. Many feel that the authorities are not doing enough to address the crisis. Promises of new infrastructure and better management often go unfulfilled, leaving residents feeling abandoned and hopeless. The very fabric of society is strained, held together by threads of resilience and a shared hope for a better future. Despite the challenges, the people of Tierret continue to persevere. They come together to support one another, sharing resources and finding innovative ways to cope with the scarcity. Their resilience is a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even the harshest conditions. They hold on to the hope that one day their situation will improve and they will no longer have to live in fear of running out of water. The source of the crisis, more than just a drought. While Algeria's arid climate plays a role, the water crisis in Tierret is not simply an act of nature. The region's natural dryness is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. The true roots of the crisis are far more complex and deeply entrenched in human actions and systemic failures. It's a man-made disaster, fueled by decades of government mismanagement and a lack of investment in infrastructure. For years, the government has failed to prioritize the essential upgrades needed to maintain a reliable water supply. Instead, funds have been misallocated and critical projects have been delayed or abandoned altogether. Outdated and inefficient water systems leak precious resources. These aging pipelines and storage facilities are not only inefficient but also prone to frequent breakdowns, leading to significant water loss. Corruption and bureaucracy hinder the implementation of sustainable solutions. Efforts to modernize the infrastructure are often bogged down by red tape and vested interests, making it nearly impossible to enact meaningful change. Rapid population growth and urbanization further strain the already limited supply. As more people move to urban areas in search of better opportunities, the demand for water increases exponentially. This surge in population puts immense pressure on the already overburdened water systems, leading to frequent shortages and rationing. The government's focus on large-scale agricultural projects, often owned by powerful elites, has diverted water away from urban centers like Tiaret. These projects consume vast amounts of water, leaving little for the local population. The prioritization of agricultural exports over domestic needs exacerbates the crisis, as water is funneled towards crops that are often sold abroad rather than used to sustain the local community. The needs of the many are sacrificed for the benefit of the few. This unequal distribution of resources is a stark reminder of the deep-rooted inequalities that plague Algerian society. Wealthy landowners and influential figures have access to ample water supplies, while ordinary citizens struggle to meet their basic needs. The disparity in resource allocation highlights the broader social and economic divides that exist within the country, making it clear that the water crisis is as much a symptom of systemic inequality as it is a result of environmental factors.